A lot of times, business owners come to me questioning what's best in class. I really push back on that question because I want people to be thinking constantly, you do you. You have it all inside of you. Trust that you know what the right experience, the right physical embodiment of your brand is. And that any choice that you make, because it's what you would love, your guests are going to resonate with that. How are entrepreneurs like us daring bravely to build a stage, ditch the sweatpants, and step up to the mic? How do we create our own transformative events so we can get our message out into the world in a bigger way that's not only profitable, but it's actually something we can be proud of? That's the question. And the answers are inside this podcast. My name is Sarah Pfeiffer. Welcome to Green Room Central. So about 3.5 years ago, my family and I, we moved from the Midwest, where we lived all our lives, to here in the Pacific Northwest. We're in Portland, Oregon at the moment. And gosh, what a move. What a big deal. But what I want to share with you is that we missed something way more than we expected once we arrived. And that was a natural foods co-op. Yes, this is a podcast about events. And yes, we're going to talk about grocery stores for a moment. Because here's the thing. We went to this natural foods co-op in Minnesota where we lived, and we loved it. It felt like home. It had just the right amount of stuff in it. Just the things that we needed. Just the brands that we love. And when we moved out here, surprisingly, and I know this sounds crazy, but Portland does not have a very big natural foods co-op scene. There's a different brand in town that kind of takes that place, and it's a local chain, but it's not the same, and it's bigger, and for a lot of reasons, it's not our favorite. And we go on these road trips. Most weekends, we have to kind of hold ourselves back from going and leaving the house some weekends because there's so many places to go and things to see, and it's so darn exciting, but sometimes we just need to take a rest. We have to force ourselves to stay home. But there's this one spot that we tend to love to go more often than I would expect that we would want to go. And we want to go there just because it has an amazing natural foods co-op that reminds us of home. It's about 1.5 hours to get there. So this is not a short trip. This is definitely a day trip, an experience. But we love this natural food store. The moment we walked in, we felt like we were home. We felt like we were in Minnesota. And all of us smiled at each other. We're just giddy with excitement about being able to shop in this place. And I know at this moment right now you're like, Sarah, where's the point of this story? And how does it possibly tie into events? Here's the thing. The reason why a natural foods co-op, the good ones, why they are so near and dear to my heart and everyone else in my family, is because they curate the experience, they curate the products that we see, and that curation is something that feels good to us. It feels like a right fit for us to be in that space because of the way that people talk to us, because of the way what people believe in that are there, because of the products that are on the shelves, because of the products that aren't on the shelves, because of the experience, the look, the feel. And I bring this up because a lot of times business owners come to me questioning what's best in class. Like, what's the best way to do this in an event setting, in this type of event, or in this type of event? And I really push back on that question because I want people to be thinking constantly, you do you. You have it all inside of you. Trust that you know what the right experience, the right physical embodiment of your brand is. And that any choice that you make, because it's what you would love, your guests are going to resonate with that. And if they don't, maybe they're just not for you. And that's a blessing too, right? Because we want to find our people. We want to dial that in, right? And doing the work that we love with people who love what we do. Wanted to share that story of curation with you and how good it feels to be in a space that just looks and feels and sounds like you. That you get to do that for your guests. And they're going to love it. But that requires, in order to create something that magical, it requires that you trust your gut and what you know you and your community would want to see and eat and drink and do and not do, and not eat, not drink at your event. Trust that power within you of curation. There's a reason why when people become influencers, quote unquote, that people want to know about more than the thing that they became famous for. They not only want to know about that, but they've moved beyond that to want us to know, what toothbrush do you use? What coffee do you drink? What supplements do you take? What bed do you sleep on? Where do you go on vacation? What do you read to your kids? You know, you've experienced this where you've just felt this connection, this deep connection with a particular mentor, and you went to them for one thing, but now you want to drink all the Kool-Aid and anything else that they can share with you about how they run their business or live their life. You're like, I'm all in. Give it to me. What are you reading right now? What software are you using to manage your projects? What did you put in your green smoothie this morning? All the things. So, bottom line, what I want you to take away from listening or watching this episode today is trust in what's inside of you already, that you will curate an experience for your guests that's transformative. But it requires you to listen to you and not to focus so much on what the other influencers or business owners that you're trying to emulate are doing. Really, really trust you. I'm all for going to other people's events and being like, oh, I would totally do it like that. That's amazing. Or I would totally not do that. And keep your lists of like, this feels right and this doesn't feel right, as a way of inspiring you. But then at the end of the day, look inside and trust that the power to curate is inside of you already. It's already there. You may not have hosted your first event yet, or you may not have hosted that level of an event yet that you're targeting for your next event. But know that everything is inside of you. The knowing is inside of you for what decisions to make along the way. All right. I'm so excited for you. I am cheering you on. Trust. You got this. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Green Room Central podcast. If you love this episode, then please take a screenshot on your phone and post it to Instagram, and be sure to tag @SarahPfeiffer and let me know why you liked it and what you'd like to hear or who you'd like to hear from in the future. That'll help me know what to create for you. And then head over to greenroomcentral.com where you can join Linchpin Nation, a free community for entrepreneurs just like you, amazing business owners from across the globe who share a passion for hosting transformative, profitable events. Become part of the community that inspires and cheers you on over at greenroomcentral.com. Also, if scaling events in your business sounds like something you want to tackle in 2022 and you need a coach, let's connect to see if one-on-one coaching is for you. Just go to greenroomcentral.com. You and I can work together one-on-one throughout the course of the year and dive deep into the inner workings of your events and business. You'll receive mentorship, personalized feedback, and customized guidance to define your goals and achieve your next level of success. Go to greenroomcentral.com right now to apply. In case you're curious, this podcast is built on Kajabi. It was easy to set up, but more so, I'm thrilled that my entire business is run within one platform. From my emails to pages to courses and my podcast too. It's all under one roof. If you love simplicity and scalability as much as I do, then go to greenroomcentral.com to get a free 14-day trial from Kajabi. I appreciate your commitment to leveling up and learning the mindset and strategy of live events. Keep going, keep learning. If you want more, head over to greenroomcentral.com for show notes and all the links from today's episode.